What's going on, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about why most entrepreneurs fail, and I kind of was doing like a two-part video here. The first video I did was the habits of successful entrepreneurs, and this is more like the habits of the unsuccessful entrepreneurs. And I'm not saying this because I'm not trying to encourage people to avoid starting their own business or doing their own thing on the side or trying to be a successful entrepreneur. I'm pointing these things out because I want people to recognize these attributes in other people as well as themselves. Because if you're trying to be successful at what it is you're doing, I think you guys should know these 5 things and try to avoid doing these things, or at least recognize them in yourself. And I just have a feeling this is going to be maybe kind of a controversial video. So if you're not looking for a video that has my own opinion involved, then maybe this isn't the video for you, because some of this is based on my opinion. But it's basically what I've seen from other people who are trying to start their own businesses or become successful. These are some of the worst attributes I see of these people, and I think that they're at a distinct disadvantage if this is the way that they act. And so I'm just going to get right into it. If you guys disagree with me, let me know in the comments. I'm curious, but it's going to be interesting for conversation, and I wanted to make this video regardless of how it would be received, because this is just the things that I see people doing that put you at a disadvantage in life as far as being successful goes. Number 1 is ignorance. The best way to describe this is this quote right here. You cannot learn what you think you already know. So if you're the type of person that thinks you're the expert at what it is that you do, and you're unwilling to listen to other people's opinions about it because you know everything, you're at a serious disadvantage. If your ego gets in the way of your curiosity, you're at a disadvantage. So if you're too proud to ask somebody a question or to seek somebody's help, if you think you know everything there is to know about what it is you're trying to do, and you're not willing to ask somebody else who's doing it their opinion of something, or if you're not willing to take criticism, you're at a serious disadvantage. Confidence is great. You want to be confident at what you do. You want to be confident in life. You want to be a confident person. Cockiness is not. And being a cocky person, and if you have a serious ego about yourself, you are not going to be successful, or you're going to have a much harder time at it. One of the biggest problems I see is that people are too attached to their ideas to be open to criticism. So you could show somebody something, and if they say, oh, I don't like that, you're not even going to be open to that criticism because you're too attached to your own ideas and you're full of yourself. You're like, oh, I'm the best there is. Nobody's opinion is even valuable. Now there's a fine line here, guys, because there's often times when you want to filter out a lot of the stuff people are telling you. So if somebody tells you this is a terrible idea and they have never done anything like it themselves, or they have no knowledge of that topic, maybe that's somebody that you want to ignore. So let's say you were starting a business, maybe you wanted to open your own business, and one of your friends who knows nothing about running a business, has never done anything like that themselves, tells you that it's a stupid idea. Maybe that's somebody you want to ignore, because what have they done? They have no experience in that, so why listen to them? Because a lot of people give you their opinion whether or not you want it. But let's say you were going to open your own business, and somebody who had their own business, you reached out to them and asked them their opinion on what it is you were trying to do, and they gave you their opinion, and they said, hey, here's what you need to work on. This is what I would say you should do. And if you were not open to receiving that criticism, you're at a serious disadvantage. So there's kind of a fine line there. You don't want to listen to people who have no reason to be talking about what it is they're telling you, but people who have done this themselves and have established that credibility, you need to be open to that criticism and understand that maybe your idea isn't the best idea possible, or maybe it could be better. Don't be so attached to your own idea that you think that it's perfect and nobody's input is valuable. If you believe you have no competition, you're wrong. So many people make something or start something and they think that they're the first person to do it, or they think they're the only one out there doing it. And if you think that there's nobody out there trying to do it or trying to do it better than you, you're completely wrong. You need to understand that in most cases, if you're going out there and starting your own business, no matter what it is, there's going to be other people in that area starting that same business. If you're trying to get in and you're trying to be a musician and you think that you're going to be just some cutting edge musician and you're going to have no competition, you're completely wrong. Even on my YouTube channel here, and this is a very small thing that I'm doing here. It's not like I'm trying to start some huge business. I'm just, giving my opinion and trying to help people out. But even I have competition, and I know who my competition is. And, I'm not sitting here saying that I'm the only one making videos about this. So what I do is I try to keep track of what other people are doing, what videos they're posting, and I watch a lot of their videos because I want to make sure that I'm keeping up with that level of quality or trying to do a better job than they are, because I'm aware of the fact that I have competition and I'm aware of the fact that other people are trying to do what I'm doing out here. But if I were to just say, oh, nobody out there is doing what I'm doing, then I would be blind to the fact that I have competition. So you want to know that you have competition, you want to identify who they are, and you want to, keep track of what they're doing. If you think you are the best at everything, you're wrong. So if you think that you can do everything that there is to do with your business and you're the only one who can do that, and you're not willing to accept help or have other people do stuff for you, you're wrong. And you're at a disadvantage because you're good at certain things and there's other things that you're not good at. You need to understand what your skills are as well as what your flaws are. I'm not saying that they have to just be something that you're terrible at and you're always terrible at it. It could be something you're working on. So maybe you're bad at certain things, but you're working on those skills. Nothing wrong with that. But if you think that you're the best at everything and you're not willing to accept help or ask people their opinion, you're wrong. Blind to your flaws equals blind to your success. So the successful entrepreneurs know their flaws. They know what they're bad at and they know what they're good at, and they know that they need help sometimes, and they know they should ask other people their opinion. Number 2, this idea of if you build it, they will come. So if you just build this business, if you just build whatever it is you're doing, if you just write this music or whatever it is, people will just show up and listen to your music or show up at your business, and you're not going to have to market it or basically do anything. You're just going to build it and people are going to show up and you're going to be a raving success. You should fully believe in yourself. There's nothing wrong with being confident and believing in yourself, but you should never rely on luck. And this idea of if you build it, they will come solely relies on luck. Successful entrepreneurs make their own luck. They're not afraid to go out there and hustle and get people together and just basically tell everyone about their business or what it is that they're doing and just try to establish something through their own efforts. They're not just going to open a business and hope people are going to walk through the door. You need to build your own luck and, tell people about what it is that you're doing. Successful entrepreneurs are suspicious. This is like one of the best skills that they have. So if you're always looking around the corner and worrying about what other people are doing and keeping track of your competition and thinking that, oh, you never know. Yeah, things are going well now, but what if 6 months from now somebody else opens the same type of business in my area? You should be suspicious of everyone around you and what people are doing. Unsuccessful entrepreneurs are self-delusional and willfully blind. These are the people that think they're the first ones and the only ones who are able to do what it is that they're doing, and this is a serious disadvantage. I wrote down on here echo chamber because this is another important thing. A lot of unsuccessful entrepreneurs create what's called an echo chamber. This is where you're basically asking select people their opinion because you know what answer they're going to give you. So if you're asking the same group of people questions, so maybe you're asking people their opinion on something it is that you're doing. If you're asking people that you know will support your idea, maybe you're only talking to your family and your family loves you and they're going to support everything that it is that you do. If you're only asking them their opinion of what it is that you're doing and you're not asking people who you don't know or just a random survey of people, if you're asking specific people their opinion on what it is that you're doing, you're creating an echo chamber, which is basically hearing exactly what it is that you want to hear and not people's honest opinions. So successful entrepreneurs will ask anyone their opinion of stuff and be open to most people's opinions. Unsuccessful ones will only ask people who they know will give them the answer they want to hear. Number 3, lack of people skills. This is a huge one too. Many entrepreneurs are known for being abrupt or abrasive. They don't have good manners with people. They're the type of people that would walk up and give anyone their opinion no matter what. They don't follow social norms because a lot of them just are wired differently, and those are the things that they just don't agree with. And they will just say whatever it is that's on their mind and they don't have a filter. But here's the thing, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. But in most cases, their lack of filter came after their first success established their credibility. All right? So think about these successful entrepreneurs who are out there giving people their opinions and not worrying about the repercussions. Generally, these are people that have already established their success and they've already established their credibility, which basically says, okay, yeah, maybe this guy's being a jerk, but he has been successful. He knows what he's talking about. If you haven't established your credibility, what gives you the right to do this? That's just what I want to throw out there, guys. And I know this is kind of, I don't know. I know a lot of people who are like this. A lot of people who have not done anything. Okay, maybe they're working on implementing stuff. Maybe they're trying to build their own business or whatever it is. Or they're trying to be successful. But they already have this mindset of, hey, I'm hot shit. You know, I am like the best that there is. And they're going to give anyone their opinion, and they're going to pick at you for what it is that you're doing. And it's like, what gives you the right to talk? Because I haven't seen you do anything. Where's your credibility? It's one thing if you've established your credibility and you have a reason to be saying what it is that you're saying. But if you haven't established your credibility and you're just out there telling people your opinion, you might just be an asshole. All right? That's what I wrote down right here. If you're a loud, short-tempered person and a poor listener, you might just be an asshole, not an entrepreneur. So good entrepreneurs know when it is in their best interest to have a filter and hold their tongue and be good with other people and have good people skills. And if you insist on being this way, and if you insist on being a short-fused person, kind of a loud, know-it-all type person who gives anyone your opinion, all that I ask is that you establish some credibility first, because a lot of people are out there voicing their opinion and throwing stuff around, and they haven't even established any credibility themselves. So it's like, what gives you a right to say what it is that you're saying? That's largely based on my opinion, but that's just from people that I know that have been they're kind of doing their own thing, starting their own business or whatever, or people that I've come across, and they just have this ego and this know-it-all attitude, and it's like, what gives you a right to say that? That's just my opinion. Okay, so the fourth reason that many entrepreneurs fail is because of analysis paralysis or information overload. A good plan implemented today is better than a great plan implemented tomorrow. Some people are so caught up in the idea of achieving perfection that they never achieve anything at all because they say that their idea is never good enough, or they've never analyzed it enough to make the right decision. Successful entrepreneurs understand that perfection does not exist, and in most cases, good enough is the best that you're going to do. If you're bad at making decisions and analyze every single detail, this may be a disadvantage. Now, there are some cases where you do want to analyze all the details and do as much planning as you can, but there's other cases where you need to make a quick decision, and the best entrepreneurs are able to do both of these things. Many entrepreneurs have to make quick decisions based on the information in front of them. The best example I can think of for this is, I don't know if you guys ever watched the show Shark Tank, but basically they have people come on the show who have their own businesses, and they look for money from these sharks to invest in their own businesses. And what I see happen a lot of the time is the sharks will make an offer, one of the investors, and the business owners will go, they'll sit there thinking about it, twirling their thumbs, and they'll go, let me think about it. Oh, I'm not sure. Oh, can I step outside and make a phone call? Oh, I don't know if I can do that. And a lot of the times the sharks get frustrated with them and they take their offering off the table because they're like, if you can't make a decision on the spot like this, I don't want you as a business partner. You need to have this ability to make quick decisions based on the information you have in front of you. In some cases, you'll have as much time as you need to make decisions. But in other cases, you will not have an infinite amount of time, and you just have to make a decision based on the information in front of you. Information overload often leads to contradiction. So if you're looking at so many different sources for this information, you may find contradicting information, which leads to paralysis because you don't know what to do or who to believe. So there's a fine line between not having enough information and then being way overboard with your information. You kind of want to fall somewhere in the middle. Once an idea is good enough, you just go with it, okay? And if you don't have enough time to make an informed decision, and you have to make a decision on the spot, use the information you have in front of you and just make a decision. Even if it's the wrong one, at least you made the decision and you weren't stuck there in paralysis, you know? A lot of times people miss out on opportunities, like those people on Shark Tank who are looking for somebody to invest in their business, and they can't make a decision on the spot, so the deal goes off the table because they pissed off one of the sharks. Learn the bare minimum. This is basically what I see as the formula for success. And maybe you guys disagree with this, but this is what I think. Learn the bare minimum needed to get started, start, and then fail forward. So basically, get started, learn by doing, trial by fire, make mistakes and learn from your mistakes and do a better job next time. I think that is the best way to learn, because the best lessons that I've ever learned in my own life are from my mistakes. And I've even experienced this with my YouTube channel here, guys. I'm sure if you guys have been watching my videos for a long time, there's certain videos that I've done that clearly were not well researched. And that was kind of like when I first got started. I was like, I'm going to just make as many videos as possible to kind of be all over the place and have as much out there as possible to try to grow an audience and kind of cover all these different topics. And there were a couple of videos where I clearly had no idea what I was talking about. And I, didn't do enough research. And as a result, I had a lot of people commenting, correcting me and saying, look, man, you're completely wrong about this. And what I did is I said, okay, I need to do more research. I need to do better research for my videos and make sure that I've done my due diligence to be able to talk about these topics. That's a method of failing forward. I was wrong about stuff, and then I took a few steps back and analyzed the situation and decided, okay, I need to do better research on these videos and make sure I really know what it is that I'm talking about. That's the way to do it, guys, in my opinion. Learn the bare minimum, implement it, take action, and fail forward. You don't need to sit there, because perfection does not exist. If you're chasing perfection, you're never going to find it, and you're going to be stuck in the same place. Entrepreneurs need to be fluid and have the ability to adapt. Number 5 is partners. Many businesses out there are successful as a result of two co-founders. Look at Apple. That's a great example. 2 co-founders for Apple, each of them bringing a unique skill set to the table. Your best friend and your family, they're not always the best business partners. This is because friends are typically similar. You guys like hanging around each other because you have similar personality types, similar skills, and similar weaknesses. You're generally not hanging out with people who are polar opposites of you. Maybe you are, but for most of us, our friends are very similar to us. You have the same interests, you like the same music, you do the same stuff on the weekends. A business partner should pick up where you leave off. They shouldn't just be able to do the same things that you're able to do and have the same weaknesses that you also have. In most cases, the best duos are opposites. That's why your best friends and your family are usually not the best people to start a business with. Each should bring a unique skill set to the table and complement each other where one is lacking. What you love about your best friend might be what you hate about your business partner. That's pretty much it, guys. A lot of people go into business with their best friends and they end up destroying that friendship because you guys just complement each. You basically just have the same exact skills and the same weaknesses, and it doesn't help your business. You should be complete opposites in most cases, where one person has the skills in one area and the other has skills in another area. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this video. These are like the 5 main reasons I see why most entrepreneurs fail. And like I said, I was not making this video to try to encourage people to avoid starting their own business. I just kind of wanted to throw this out there because maybe these are things that you're seeing in other people, or maybe these are things that you're seeing within yourself. And again, like I said, a lot of this was based on my opinion, and if you disagree with me, that's totally fine. I would love to hear what you guys think about this video, so please drop me a comment with your opinion about what I talked about today. If you guys have any other ideas for future topics for videos, drop me a comment as well. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like and then consider subscribing to be notified of any future uploads. And as always, I thank you guys for watching this video.